Young Thug dropping Punk. Um, an album that I think was fairly anticipated. I saw a lot of like people getting hyped for
Mhm.
it in the lead up this past week. Yeah, Thug has some some like big fans, which is funny because I never really think of him as like I don't know. I always think of him as like a sidekick kind of, which I think is just because I
Ah,
see him kind of hop onto these tracks, do these spots, and I feel like he usually levels up a lot of his guest spots and the songs that he's on. He
right.
brings his own vibe for sure. But I never really, I think for me, I never really was a huge fan of him only because I think when I listen to rap, I don't really listen to rap for the kind of rap that Young Thug makes. It is
Mm.
very melodic. Um, it's very specific vocal performance, and we get a lot of that on Punk. But I think there's some highs and some lows on this. I think it's good at times and very not good
Mm.
at times. What about you?
Yeah, that's kind of been how I felt about Thug. He's someone who I think commands a lot of justly earned respect as a luminary of Atlanta rap for the past 9 years, 8 years or so.
Mm.
And remember when the Mount Rushmore thing on Twitter was going off a few months ago. A lot of people calling for Young Thug to have a spot over, say, someone like J. Cole. You know, Young Thug has a lot of fans. I think that is because he can do a lot of different things, album to
That's
album,
true.
mixtape to mixtape. You don't know where Young Thug is going next. Part of that, as you said, is a unique style of vocal performance to try and explain it in some way, you know. But
Mm.
also he'll bounce around production, right? Like beautiful thugger girls. That's for the ladies, man. And
Mhm.
then Barter Six. That's for the dudes. Like he can give you some hard trap. He can give you some light R&B. He can do kind of both. And coming off of So Much Fun, which was technically his debut album back in 2019, even though he's got like a litany of projects at this point. So Much Fun is my favorite Thug album, Thug project. I
Mhm.
just thought that was kind of like the perfect distillation of like what Thug does as a performer. So I was hoping to get more of So Much Fun leading into Punk. And he didn't go in that direction, which is cool. And I guess shame on me for expecting Thug to do the same thing twice, you know? So I still respect it, but it's not my favorite Thug on Punk.
Yeah. Yeah, I think what the tracks that stood out most to me um probably were like Stressed. I really like Stress. I thought J. Cole and T
Mm,
Shine were
yep.
working well with Thug on that. Um I liked the song with Juice World, Rich Shit.
Yes. Yeah,
Thought
that
that
was
was
that
a
was a
clear
high quality
standout.
Juice feature for sure, posthumous feature.
Yeah, and I even like the next track, "Living It Up" with Post Malone and ASAP Rocky. It's more melodic and very like
Yep.
radio friendly,
Very Post
especially
Malone.
yeah, very Post Malone. But I still liked like the bop to it. I think it starts getting a little bit. It loses me a little bit near the back half. Like a song like "Love You More." I get the like sweetness of it. I think like overall it's not necessarily a bad song, but just not a song that I want to really listen to.
Right.
Yeah,
Nate
especially on
Ruess
like
from the
a young thug
Clouds. Where did that come from?
album. I did like him though. Following that up with "Hate the Game," like just follow that up immediately with a song that like pretty much undercuts the song right before it, or is like a
Right.
nice like I don't know yin and yang. So
Yeah.
appreciate that. But yeah, I think overall I left like with not as many standouts as I expected to. I guess maybe the Drake and Travis Scott track was memorable, but mostly for the switch up. I think the when Drake's verse comes on,
Right.
but
I,
I don't
I,
know.
I, would, I would say I don't even think the Drake feature is that great. I think it's kind of like a throwaway copy paste from Drizzy there,
Oh, so you
production
just
wise.
mean basically what we got on Certified Lover Boy? Or
Oh,
oh, what
yeah.
song stood out to you?
It's a good question. I guess Contagious is pretty good. You mentioned the Juice song. I liked Icy Hot with Doja. I thought Doja in particular just had a really nice performance there. I actually thought Gunna, for the most part, wasn't too bad on this. Obviously, I don't need three Gunna features,
You don't?
but you know they're on the same label, so makes
Yeah.
sense that they be together. Um, Mac feature sounds really nice, you know?
It does.
Um, that was cool. But, I'm like, not to harken back to so much fun, but like, I didn't hear a hot on here. I didn't hear a bad, bad, bad on here. I didn't hear London, in terms of a J. Cole and a Thug song,
Mhm.
Uh, for me, I just like the type of banger I like from Thug. I found more on there, and also if you think back to earlier Thug bangers, whether it's like Best Friend or Stoner or Danny Glover, like he's kind of like more has like more wild vocal performance on those
Mhm.
songs, from like 6 years ago and on. And on this, it seemed I don't know. I can't put my finger on it, I guess, but I was just a little disappointed with Thug himself on this. And
Mm.
he seems to be getting a lot of love for this, though, to be honest. So like, maybe it's just me.
Yeah, I think this is a hit or miss album for me. I do have to say, really love the cover art.
Yes.
Very cool, very like intricate. Appreciate someone that puts a lot of time into their cover art like that. Um,
Speaking to the cover, if you go look at So Much Fun's cover, once again, like the punk cover, zoom in and you see more detail. You see more uh, artistic thought, in terms of
mhm.
commissioning a real album cover. You gotta respect that from Thug, keeping that going in the age of the Certified Lover Boy and Donda covers.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think really our take is like, or what we're kind of saying is, there's some good stuff, but just not uh not consistent enough for
Yeah.
us
I mean,
to
he
stick
just
it
got
out.
better stuff, in my opinion. But that's the thing about Thug. He contains so many multitudes that to someone else, this is his best stuff. And he's
Right.
one of the few artists that can really, I think, have that kind of response where he makes all different kinds of things for all different kinds of people, I guess.
Yeah, and I guess after we just talked about an album that someone tried something and it really didn't work for us, respecting the ability to have quality versatility is no small feat.